So let's explain the service of the modern homosexual man given from him to us, the common people of the European tradition. Or alternately, we can look at, and we'll do both of these, the ancient tradition and the formation thereof, and our modern equivalent. And you will find those mentioned are the same. So, where is gay from? Well, first you have an orphan. You seem like a career, a job, a profession, a character in a comic book, a concept, a type of philosophy. You seem like something that he does better at, but you got more friends. Why do you got more friends? Because his father helped him. That's where the gay starts. So, what does a gay man do? He becomes a thespian, director, artist, cop, psychologist, missionary, all these little booby traps, and a giant Rube Goldberg machine we call the Roman infantry. But he isn't infantry, he stays in the city. He has to take care of mentally ill women. The Oracle. You see, these women are drinking booze underage. I think that's called a nightclub out here, and you need a chaperone, the priest of the Oracle. I think that's the hall monitor or the undercover officer at your high school. And he has to study what's inside this girl's head, where the things inside agree, but in such a way that they don't agree outside. So where's the kid that stole your job because your father helped you? That guy's your test subject. Back in the day, a naval sailor. Now, a whaling ship captain. Maybe a guy on a cruise ship, a spy, a corporate executive. And that guy's placed in charge of the breads and circuses, fraternities, and athletics fields, and booking, and betting, and gambling, and games, funds. See, the spy doesn't really do anything, and neither does the sailor on the ship. Those are the slaves working. The slaves. You know the Marine Corps? Did you beat up a cop? Now you're a Marine. So that guy's in charge of you by saying crazy things like I am now. But you can learn a lot of stuff too. Now this is where it gets important. What does the gay theatrician do? He picks a movie or a play or a poem. Movies are the future because it has moving, and I'm saying something with sound referring to what I'm continuing with next. It's the future. They have to pick a work of art for a political candidate to use on all you people. And then whoever has the best character plot they're using, he gets elected. And then the whole country, with these gay advisors, runs on the logic of those films or video games or whatever, or poems. Meanwhile, the orphan could be adopted, could be a dead parent, you could have beat up your parents if you're real sick. That's a colonel or above. You appear in gay porn, officer. Sir, of course. Colonel, lieutenant colonel, flag officers. That's your job. And you might get shot at too. The real work in the military is done by the captain and below army, the equivalent rank being a lieutenant commander in the Navy. And of course the NCOs. That guy's the forward air controller that calls in artillery or planes Or if you're Iraq, the NCO is in charge of getting you to drive a tank somewhere. If he's the American, your American tank and the Iraqi NCO, that's the enemy. Or in Afghanistan, they get you to overcommit to an outpost by kind of walking around until people walk to the outpost and get shot. And that's where the farm's near. That's your farm, not theirs, because you're already there. So, that's the history of whaling, the funeral for Spock, HIV, or as we used to call it, salmon sickness. Get your Geritol, your cortisol, Geritol, whatever that is. Treat your salmon sickness now. If you're a sushi chef, especially.